a story that went viral in conservative media, quit up and left after she says the paper ordered her to write the article. Laura Italiano's story falsely claimed that migrant children were given copies of Vice President Harris's children's book as part of a welcome kit at a shelter in California. CNN's Oliver Darcy joins us now. Oliver, there's like 14 levels of this, which are all concerning and interesting. Why don't you just tell us what you know?
Yeah, this thing has become an absolute mess for Rupert Murdoch's tabloid out here in New York. It started, like you said, with this front page story by this reporter that said that Vice President Kamala Harris's book was being distributed to migrant children in these facilities at the border. And it sounded like a story of corruption, that they were promoting her book using government officials and services. And so GOP officials, they jumped on this. They started tweeting it out. You had Senator Tom Cotton, RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, and other prominent personalities start spreading this narrative. It really went viral in right-wing media. The problem is it just wasn't true. The New York Post story was based off of a single photo. The Washington Post fact-checked this. It turns out that one book had just been donated as part of a book drive. It just was not true. And so the New York Post yesterday, they took down their stories online and eventually republished them with an editor's note. Not a correction, an editor's note, essentially saying that they got the whole thing wrong. And then the story took another turn last night when the reporter at the center of this whole thing, she announced her resignation, and she said that she had been ordered to write this story and that she should have pushed back harder, but she didn't, and so she was resigning. I reached out to her and the New York Post. You know, we're obviously curious who would have ordered her to write this false story. We haven't heard back. But John, the whole thing is really illustrative of how these false narratives about Joe Biden are being birthed in right-wing media, how they're going viral, and frankly, how after we fact-check them, it's almost too late. They've already spread quite a bit. And the final point I'd make, John, is that it's pretty ironic that the people who scream the loudest about media bias, who scream the loudest about how journalists are sloppy, tend to be the sloppiest people out there in media who are motivated by partisanship.
Look, first of all, maybe first quit before writing the story. Second of all, there's been a shift here, Oliver, where things that may have been based on the thinnest thread, if you kind of squint, you can sort of see how it might be a thing. That's gone. Now things are just being made up, completely made up, and being accentuated and spread around the world by elected officials. Oliver Darcy, appreciate your reporting on this. This really matters. Thank you.